video, we are going to look at the second requirement for continuing with the classes. As you could see, right now we are in something called as the Google Classroom. If at all you are aware of Google Classroom, well and good, but then I think that I should show little features, very little features, which should cover whatever we would be using in the movement of our coursework itself. So it's very simple. Google Classwork is also a platform, you could say, a learners platform, an education platform, where it allows the teachers to communicate with their students. And this is only through Google Classroom. 60% of the time I would be communicating with you. It works as simple as that. The first thing ever I'll be doing is, as we have discussed in the the last module as well of the same course requirement, I would be sending you emails through this platform. So let's say that I have a Google Classroom called test over here, right? So when I enter Google Classroom test, I'm going to, it would look something like this. So what I'm going to basically do is that I'm going to try and explain to you what are the various features of Google Classroom. So Google Classroom is where course teachers can make you submit assignments, conduct tests, and then convey information to you. So it is the same thing I'm going to do with you throughout this semester. I hope that all of you would cooperate, because this is very important, and that is why I'm making a demonstration video, so that you follow whatever I tell you to do. Fine, right? Let's look at how Google Classroom would look like. Now this is the teacher's page, right? This is my page, and it is also the same way it would look to you as well, right? So first I'm going to show you the basic features of Google Classroom. Then we will move on to looking at specific things I'd be expecting from you. So you have 4 tabs in the top, right? Now, even to begin with, Google Classroom works in one manner. I will get to that a little later, but then this is the Stream tab. Now, Stream tab is very much an equivalent like what you have your Facebook news feed, right? So in a Facebook news feed, whatever that is applicable to you, whatever things that have to be shown to you, they keep showing to you, right? So that is how news feed works in Facebook. In a similar manner, Stream works for you. So this is like the home page or the news feed, and this is where the maximum activities happen, right? So you could see the topics, right? So you could see that Kannan Prasad posted a new material sample, right? So that is the title, and that is the information, right? Kannan Prasad posted a new material. That is what it is saying. So you could click on it. It would take you to the page. Now right now I don't have any material posted there. I just wanted to show you, so it is very blank here, right? If at all I'm pasting a material, it will show you the material here as well, right? So let us get into that a little later. So that is the Stream page for you. Next up is Classwork. Classwork is where you only have very important things, meaning in Stream you would have all your news feed, everything combined in a chronological order, right? So look at that. August 1st 2019, I have posted the first post here, and then today I have posted around 3 to 4 posts over here. So it shows you in a chronological order, right? And then you have your due box also here. If at all any of your assignments has a due, a deadline, right? So most of our coursework will have deadline. You don't have to enter into every single assignment and look at the deadline, right? So I'd be giving you a maximum of 2 days deadline for each assignment I give you, and you would be notified here. You could try and submit it before the 2 days time, right? So this is the chronological order of the posts that have been made here. So I can also post here, right? I could share something and immediate information with you, right? I could also do that, right? But then a classwork is different. Classwork works in a manner that only when the teacher posts things, assignment or questions or materials or quiz assignments, only those things will be showed here. That is, based on evaluation, whatever it is. So posts combined will be showed in stream. Only the classwork will be showed in the classwork tab here. Next thing is a very important thing called people, right? People is where you would find all the students. So the teacher's mail ID will be over here, or his profile name or her profile name will be over here, right around here, and the students name and their profile name will be here. Now you would remember I told you to change your profile name, right? So if you change your profile name, I would be looking at your department number here, which would be very useful for me, and I kind of require your cooperation in doing this. Now after I changed my department number in the last module, I got changed it back, otherwise it would be still showing you the department number itself. But I want you all to stay put, right? So once you change your profile name like it has been shown in the last video, I want you to keep it as it is throughout the semester, so that it is very easy for me to continue to evaluate your assignments and also identify each and every student. So please do not change your profile names. I want your department number as the first name and your name in the last name. And you could go back and look at the previous video which I had posted, where you could see how the profile name can be changed, right? So this is where you see the list of students, and you could understand why I am telling you to change your profile number. It is for the simple reason that there are going to be at least 60 to 70 students here. I cannot know all of the students by just their name. I think if you put your department number there, it will be very easy for me. Now finally you have the grades page, and grades page is where all the assessments, evaluations and the marks I had given you will appear in this place, right? It will appear in this place, and all the 60-80 students, you could look at your grades over here. Right now it shows two students, right? That because this is the teachers page, I'm still loitering around the teachers page. That is my page, my Google Classroom page. So it is showing two students here, but then in your own page this will not show. It will show only your name, right? I think that is a private thing, right? Showing grades and stuff like that. If you want to share it with your friends, you could still share it with your friends, but then your grades will not be visible to everybody, right? So I'm going to start with the very important thing here. You should be able to identify the icons. It's not a very important thing, but then still you need to be able to identify the icons over here. So the first one is the assignment icon. That is a writing pad, right? With some probably some some creative representation there. Assignment icon, right? This is also an assignment icon, right? But then for assignment and quiz assignment, they are kind of the same icons here. Question, right? Question. So there is this, right? Question icon is over here, and then you have the material icon over here, right? I'm going to show you how these different things work in different manner. Now we are going to move on to the student page of classwork, right? So we are here now. I have posted all these I'm back to the teachers Google Classroom page. I have posted all these materials. Look at how it shows here, right? Look at how it shows here. Now this is how it would be showing for you. So you click on classwork, this is how it would be for you. So you have the question icon. Now question icon, you click on view question. All right, you click on view question. There is a difference between assignment and question, right? Question, if I give you a question, you have to type your answers in the right corner, right? But with assignments and quiz assignments, it is going to be different, right? So it says type answer here, it says type your answer here. You could type your answer. For example, let's say the question will be around here, right? The question will be, there is a blue line here, right? The question will be around here. The question also will be given above the blue line. Now if you have any doubts to ask about the question, you can use the class comments and then type, right? So that the teacher could see it as soon as you post it, right? So it kind of works like Facebook as well. But then if you want to type the answer of the question, you go to this place, type your answer, and then type it there, right? So this is how question works, right? Next, let us move on to quiz assignment, right? So I'm going to click on quiz assignment, and this is how the students will be looking at it. So I click on quiz assignment. When you click on quiz assignment, look at that. There is a a file called Google Forms, right? Now you should also be very proficient. Most of you should be proficient in using a Google form. Even if you are not, you should I think you could easily go take it up, right? As soon as we start with our coursework, I'm very sure you'll learn about it. So when quiz assignment is posted, all the time, right, all the time quiz assignment is posted, it will be using a Google form, right? Google form in Google Classroom, right? So now if there is a quiz assignment, you don't have to add your answer here. You don't have to use, you definitely should not post your answer here. If it is a quiz assignment, you will have to click on the form here. It will open a form, and then it will be a multiple choice question Google form. You could just click on the answers, right? It would be like any application, right? That is how a Google form would be. It is very user friendly. You click on the Google form, it will open a form for you. It will ask for your basic details. It will give you questions, and then you could answer by clicking on that answer, right? If you click on the answer, that answer will be selected. So let's say there are 5 questions. In the bottom there will be a submit button. After you complete everything, you click on submit. I will get your response. So this is how quiz assignment works, right? Next one is assignment. Okay, assignment is a bit different from quiz assignment, right? Now there is a difference between question and assignment, right? Question is where you can only type short answers, right? It would allow you only probably 100 words, not more than that. But then assignment is something where if at all the teacher requires you to submit an assignment for 4 or 5 pages, the teacher cannot use the question format, right? Question format of Google Classroom. He or she has to use the assignment format. So when you use the assignment format, it would enable you to type for 3 or 4 pages. Now it is going to be very simple. You could do it in 2 manners, right? Now if you have started using Google Classroom, you should also be aware of other products that can be used with Google Classroom as well. Very few products. You could find all the products right over here, right? So that is my picture, and there is a grid box here, right? A dotted grid box here, right? So as soon as you take your cursor over there, it says Google Apps on the bottom, right? So there are many Google Apps which are going to help us in our classwork, right? So it is going to help us in our classwork. So let us look at some Google Apps which will be very necessary for you. So once you log in, you have access through that login. So kannanda.delrc@gmail has access to all these apps and more apps as well, right? There are apps downwards also, right? So I have access to my account settings. I have access to Google search. I have access to Google Maps. I have access to Gmail. I have access to Google Play, access to YouTube, Meet, Contacts, Drive, Photos, Translate, Calendar, Duo, Shopping, so on and so forth, right? It has Google Docs, Sheets, Slides, Google Classroom, Google Keep, Google Blogger, so on and so forth. You could take your time, and then you could explore each and every product. But then we are at least going to use 4 or 5 products in our course, right? For the first and foremost product we'll be using very frequently is the Google Classroom. So you could after you watch this demonstration video, you go ahead and you can look at it. So Google Classroom, we are going to use Google Docs. We might be using Google Sheets. We will also be using something called as the Google Forms. We will be using Google Calendar, and then we'll be using Google Drive probably 1 or 2 times. We will be using Gmail as well. You should also know YouTube is a Google product, right? So one way of submitting your assignment is that if you straight away go ahead and click on Google Docs here, it will open a document for you, right? Now don't be confused. Google Docs is nothing but it is that Google version of Microsoft Words, right? So Sheets, Google Sheets is the Google version of Microsoft Excel, and Google Slides, right? This one, Google Slides is a version of, Google version of Microsoft PowerPoint, right? So it is more or less the same thing, right? So I told you that if you have to submit an assignment, there are two ways in which you could do it. The first way is clicking on Docs, right? When you click on Docs, this is what will happen. A Google Docs will open for you, right? Now you could click on blank document, right? You could click on blank document. It will open a blank document for you. Each and every time you submit an assignment to me, first thing you should remember is that the document should hold your department number. So my department number when I studied here was 05EL004, right? And then I could also put in the assignment. I have typed my assignment title here, and let's say that this is the dummy assignment I have typed. So once it is done, you could also see parallelly that whenever I type, okay, see, focus this place here. Whenever you type, the Google Docs has an auto save function, meaning like in Microsoft Word, you don't have to click or press Ctrl S every other time you wish, right? Nervously wish that something might go wrong, and then you keep saving it, right? You don't have to do that, at least with the Google Docs. Google Docs has an autosave function. It keeps saving, right? So only thing you should know about it is that where is it going to save the file to. Now the thing with Google products is that, let's say that Google Drive, okay, Google Drive is the drive where you could say that, like, you have your C colon drive, D colon drive, E colon drive for your system. There is this My Drive, or Google Drive, for everything that is made using a Google product. Let's say Google Docs, you make a Google Docs, you make Google Sheets, you make Google Slides. Whatever you do, by default it will come and save here in Google Drive. So I have also taught you how to access that. If you do not know, let me repeat it. It is the grid icon which is right next to your profile photo over here. You click on it, you could look at all the apps which is part of the Google array of products. So you have your Google Drive here. If you click on Google Drive, you could look at what are all the files that have been saved in the drive that is part of the particular email ID, right? So for each email ID, you have probably, if you have 7 to 8 email IDs like me, you could have 7 to 8 Google Drives, but then they could be shared within each other. I will in a later video also explain to you how you could share between drives, right? So your assignment has been saved here. So whatever I type, it keeps saving here, and that is why I told you to give a title here, so that you could readily, even if there are many files, you could readily find out what is the file you have been trying to work with, right? So after you do that, my assignment is done now. I go back to the page, Google Classroom page, where I have to submit my assignment. This is where, like I've been telling you in the last video, there's a difference between submitting a Google assignment, Google Classroom assignment, and Google Classroom question, right? So this is an assignment. Assignment works in one manner. You don't have to type anything here. It only says class comments here, right? So once you are done the assignment, if your students have if at all, as a student you have any comments to make on the assignment itself, right, you could type here. Otherwise, you should not type your answer here. So what you could basically do is that your work, right? So it is very user friendly. It tells you everything you need to know. It says your work, right? So this is where your work has to be submitted. It says add or create. Okay. So if you have to create, you don't have to go to Google Docs, open a new blank document, change the file ID, right, file name, and then do those stuff. So if you click on it, you will get an array of options. Once again, it will ask you whether you want to go through Google Drive, meaning if you click on Google Drive, it will open the files that are part of Google Drive. That is what I'm going to do first now, but then let me explain the other also. Link is where, if at all sometimes you do not know where you have pasted the link, or if you are not using Google products, maybe you could click on Google link, right? So you can paste the link directly. Google File is where if you have it in your phone, you can attach it here, right? It's a PDF file, you know. There may be times I may tell you to submit a PDF file. So if you have the PDF file in your phones, you could access, you could use the option called File. If it is an online thing, you could use the link. If you have saved it in your Google Drive, you could use Google Drive. So that these are the two options we'll be trying out now. So the first one is you click on Google Drive and it takes a while, but then it will definitely show you what you have been working on recently, right? So it says recent here, what you have been working recently. So we just now submit, typed our assignment. It is readily there, right? So it takes the queue. As soon as you select that, you could see the bottom, there's a ribbon, and then you could click on insert, right? So if you click on insert, it will be readily available here. The other way you could do that is, if you want to create a new file, so let's say that only now you are going to start with your document, you click on Google Docs here, it will open another Google Docs file for you, right? So it has created a Google Docs file for you. Now what you could do is that now you could click on this link, right? So Google Classroom has automatically created a Google Doc for you, right? So now with this create, you don't have to sweat through attaching the file here. It has already attached it here, right? So there are two ways, right? One is where, let me go back and show you once again. This is the first option. The second way is, I'm going to delete it. I'm going to show you the second option. If it is in another manner, Google Drive, you click on Google Drive. So the file comes up here. This is the file you are going to share. You click on insert. That particular file gets uploaded here. And this is how I require you to send in your document to me all the time whenever you are using Google Classroom. I would not accept your assignments through email or WhatsApp. It's not happening, right? It won't happen. I would only accept your assignment because it is very easy for me to evaluate your assignment. So this is the only way it is possible for you to send it through me. So the final touch is that as soon as the file gets added here, you click on hand in. Hand in is handing in the document or the assignment to the concerned professor, and that is what you are doing here. So it has been handed in, right? So that is how it works for you. So this is how I want all of you to submit any assignment to me through only Google Classroom and not by any other manner. I'll see you in the next video.